whatever double champ does, whatever he wants.
What's up?
Yeah, what's up, brother? That was a decent Irish.
That was
right. Nah, it wasn't that good.
Nah, Irish.
Not as good as my Australian. My
That
Australian
is
it
something
rings a little different.
man.
100%. Should we hit the wheel ourselves today and then arm wrestle, or what? Just put it on arm wrestle and then we'll just throw arm wrestle for him at the end of it too. I mean, you're looking kind of bulky, man. I don't know. Maybe not in a bad way. I mean,
No, it is. No, it is. That's why I had to hit up Rob. Let's just bro hug this one out.
all right, that sounds
Arm
good.
wrestling you right now does not seem like a good idea. Hey, you in that new strength conditioning,
What kind
popping
of
out of that shirt.
Built
It's a brand new shirt. I'm gonna.
built better. Oh
We're
yeah,
gonna have to hit up that Mental Joe company. Look at that new swag.
The new drop.
Wah.
The new drop, the trippy glove. You know.
That thing's tight.
Yeah, I do like it too. When
Yeah,
it came out with it, I was like,
He
yeah.
dropped it on the fight.
Oh yeah. That's what he said. That he brought a couple of them.
Yeah, he brought it over, and we were like, really? Like, yeah. He's like, you only got a
Our
couple.
whole crew needs to have
I'm
them
like, come on,
right
dog.
now.
Gonna throw that out there to you, Chad. Wow.
He's watching this one. Watch.
Yeah. No,
see it a little bit.
no, dude, he came out, well, to start, before we started getting into my side of the fight day.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Congratulations, man.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate
This
it, man.
guy, minute 19.
Was it a minute 19?
It was a minute 19, right?
I don't know. I thought it was like 2 minutes or something. I don't know.
I thought it was a minute 19. Maybe
Yeah.
I'm wrong, but it was fast, dude. Right hand.
Yeah,
over the-
man.
You dodged that straight.
I know, crazy, right?
Were you
Like,
like?
I knew it was
there's
coming.
So many questions
Yeah.
again. Every time. Okay, I mean,
I didn't know. I mean, when he threw
Yeah.
it at that in that moment,
Uh-huh.
it's like I felt there's you see things. We see
Right.
it. He saw things on me too. I guarantee
right.
that he saw gestures that he was trying to look for that make. You know, everyone has tells. We all have something that we do, and then us being aware of those tells as much as possible, so that we don't show them, or we show them purposely, so that we create reactions.
Yep,
you know,
yep.
it's
them
like
in.
baiting them in. You know, being aware of that. So I think that's why he threw it, because he had a tell. He thought he had a tell on me
Right.
that I was showing and loading up, and I don't know, but yeah, man, that was it. Yeah, I feel like maybe his right hand grazed my ear. You
barely,
know?
maybe. Maybe you felt like the. You know, like
he just blew on it.
Oh yeah. All right. Again, our boy, second fight in the UFC. Knockout.
Done, and on to the next one.
Well, let's go back. After the first fight, right? You get the short call. You felt great. We talked about that one. Had that episode. Now, it's your second one. How are you leaning into this one? Is this like what's the thought process? You stayed the same, no days off. You went into every single training session with intention. You were very, very, very focused on this one. There's a few times I saw you a couple times before leading up to it. You just had a different feel, man. You had the purpose, the intent behind it was like legitimately, it was like just pouring off of you.
Well, I appreciate it, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I definitely felt like it was the best camp I ever had. I mean, that's, again, I haven't really had real camps, so it's kind of crazy to say that anyways, because it's like my first long camp that I had. But I mean, yeah, we did everything. We did everything that we could. I still think there's different things I could change inside of it to make it even better, but that's how it should be, right? There should always be room for growth. There should always be should always be things that I can look at and I can go and adjust and make things a little bit better, you know? So I definitely think those are there. But yeah, as far as the intent behind it, you know, making it teach practice, it was great to just be focused on training. I mean, that's a whole nother, that's been one of the biggest changes in my life, period. I've always loved training, and I always did train outside of working. You know, as far as me being a mixed martial artist, but now just fighting, like I get to focus on getting better too. So even now, outside of the fight, like I'm focused on getting better. I don't have another fight set up right now. I'm still training twice a day though. At the moment right now, working on things that I believe that I could still get better at and have. And that would attribute to my style, and that's something I used to not be able to do. You know, that's one of the things I think like slowed my growth in the big way, is not being able to do that, not being able to have that focus. And I can give my body time to relax too, but I can also be focusing. I can be focusing on hyper focusing on certain things. So it's been great to do that, and I'm super appreciative of it. And it was a cool experience, you know. Again, getting that second one out of the way against a guy like Baez, who I fought, you know. So I was definitely super thankful for it, and happy it went how it went, because it doesn't always go that way. Highs, lows in this thing, and just focused on keeping a level head and making sure that my highs and my lowest lows aren't too high and aren't too low.
Yeah. I mean, so you didn't have to rush this time, right? Like, you have to show up in Vegas, start doing media stuff, and whoa. So what was...
fight week, for sure.
Fight week.
It was a normal fight week. So I've been with Kyler a bunch of times for his fight weeks too. It was cool to actually get there Tuesday. So we got there Tuesday morning. The limo picks you up. Like I said, that's always one of the coolest parts. They got the name there for you. She put it down pretty quickly because she didn't want me to get her on camera though. I was like, okay, if you got a problem with the picture. No. But she put it down, didn't let me get a picture of it. But it was all good. Got to the car, went in. First thing they do is they check us in. We do we have to sign all the posters. So we go through, we sign like 100 posters, and get that all done. And then after the poster signature, they'll check our weight, give us our food for the day, any other media obligations, and then we get sent over to our room. So it's pretty chill. We didn't have any other media obligations. So basically, I just got my food from the PI, and they checked my weight, and went up to the hotel, kicked it until we had our first workout for the day. Okay. So second workout, because I woke up in the morning and did my first workout, and then did my second workout. And most of that's too not to like work out super hard or to like get better. Most of it's just to get a good sweat, get those calories burnt. Make sure our metabolic system's actually functioning the way it should be, so that it can be dropping weight like we need it to. So that's what that was like. Wednesday was actually really chill too. I had no media obligations. I had nothing I had to do Wednesday at all, that's not normal. Usually a lot has to go on Wednesday. So we'd had nothing going on Wednesday. So I kicked it. I just kicked it all day, had my meals, trained twice. Unfortunately, we couldn't figure out how to get the PlayStation to work on the TV. I think it was the hotel purposely telling us to go gamble. I don't gamble. I don't gamble. I don't gamble at all. It's one of those things I don't do. And
same.
So we didn't gamble, and I was like, all right, cool. I guess I'm reading and kicking in the hotel. So that's what we did. And Abdul was with me, so we just talked about life and different plans that we have, and putting our minds together on dealing with certain things that we're going through in life. So it was actually real chill. And then Thursday, we had the rest of our media obligations that morning. Started my weight cut that night. It was the best weight cut I've had. The least amount of weight I've ever had to cut as a pro. So woke up, made weight. Then it was time to rehydrate, get those nutrients back in us, and ate good. Went to Fogo de Chao. Made sure I didn't go too crazy because I wanted to make sure I eat my UFC meals. That's the best part about the UFC is they give you a bunch of stuff.
That's cool.
So they hooked it up. They breakfast, dinner, all that stuff. So they hooked it up, and they're gonna give you the things that are gonna make you come back faster, other than the things that you really want out there. So. Ate a little bit at Fogo de Chao, enjoyed myself a little bit, but mostly ate the UFC stuff, and then had breakfast in the morning, came back in, and then it was time to fight. Everything felt good though. I mean, I felt like at home, not too much different from the first fight. Like I felt at home, even though it was rushed. I keep saying it, even though it was rushed, it was one of the most exhilarating moments for me. More so because it was like this is where I'm supposed to be at. You know what I'm saying? This is where God has put me, and I'm stepping into it, and it was almost that calmness, but eagerness as well, a calm eagerness, and I still felt the same way this week. Like, I understand I'm here and I have tasks ahead of me, and I'm not just standing here and this is just my spot. It's like I have to keep on earning it, but I'm here.
Oh yeah. Well, you're making noise. You are, I don't know, I mean, I guess me being on this side, I feel like a spoiled fan because I have a personal relationship.
You should be. I can't believe I'm sitting here on a podcast.
How dare you?
Just with the newly married Brett Anthony.
What's up? Yes, that's a whole development too. We'll get to that. But weird question I wanted to ask. On like Wednesday or Thursday when you have no obligations, could you not go like, or do they not want you, like, if you wanted to go sit out at the pool, kind of get some sun?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. I didn't know if it was, like, extra, like, energy you shouldn't exert or anything like that. Because, like you said, you can go gambling, right?
Yep.
Okay, so you can do whatever you want?
I can go walk around. I can do whatever. We did walk around a couple times. I went on a run around town. I did, like, a 4-mile run. I think that's what I did Tuesday. I did a 4-mile run on Tuesday. But and we can go do different things. I just didn't feel like going to jump in the pool. My biggest thing with jumping in the pool fight week is like I'm not trying to get my sinuses messed up, you know. And sometimes you jump in the pool and jump out of the pool, and then all of a sudden your sinuses, allergies start reacting, you know. So that's why I didn't jump in the pool or anything, because we definitely thought about it. I definitely thought about going down there.
Okay. I just didn't know if you had like certain restrictions on stuff like that.
No, we can go walk around. I can go to the strip if I wanted to and kick it. I mean, you can go wherever, you know. Yeah. Go have a good time. Probably could be drinking beers if I really wanted to.
No,
wouldn't be the best thing for my.
Would not be.
Not for my diet, nor for my
your fight week.
My fight week.
Yeah, you can have one after. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'll load you up over here, dog. You can get a slush and a beer after.
100%. 100%.
So, come fight day, fight morning, you're feeling good. Like you said, you're shedding. Everything's locked in, man. I mean, again, you look so confident. You were in control again the whole time. The whole time. It was, I mean, it wasn't that long or whatever, but you're moving. It didn't even look like you broke a sweat. It seemed like you're just in, man. You're in your zone.
Mm-hmm.
You are where you should be. You are literally putting yourself in the position to succeed.
Yeah.
You know, and like you said before, like, yeah, you respect your opponent because he can catch you. You could slip up and do whatever that gives him that edge. But from what was going on here, from what we saw from this angle, it was not a doubt. Again, you know, you'd put the house on the first round.
Yeah.
Like, you know, me and little Jake Cave were talking about that, man. Like, he threw it out there, and we were all talking about it. Like, it feels that way. It feels like a first round knockout.
Yeah.
You know, and you know. Landed it, dude. I mean, so tell me what you were. Yeah,
I feel that energy too, and and even though in the moment I'm not thinking about the outcome at all. Like, that's one of the things I think that gives me ability to separate. You know, like some people say that and they don't really feel that way.
Sure.
And I do mean that way. I want to win. Like, I'm not. I didn't come here to lose the fight. You know, I didn't come here to doubt myself either. But I'm not. For me, I don't focus on those things. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I step in there, I focus on the task at hand, right? And I'm not focused on winning, because then I'm going to do what it takes to win instead of fight, you know? And that's just who I am, right?
That's beautiful.
I'm coming to fight. I'm going to come to exude the things that I've trained to do. And then the confidence is there too, but it's like the confidence is more in the fact that, like, I'm free, I let myself be free to I'm free of all expectations, you know? I once I step in the cage, I free myself of all that stuff, 100%. You know? Yep. I don't let any of that stuff hold any bearing on me at all. And mostly because that's not what I want. I want to be focused on fighting, because I feel like that's where I fight the best at, is when I go in there and I'm just here to fight. I feel like I hurt guys early on a lot of times when that happens. I feel like I find things more smoothly like that, because I'm not necessarily concerned. I'm concerned on each moment, you know? So I did go in there feeling confident for sure. But there's doubts, you know, but by the time I go into the cage, I don't really have room for doubt, because I'm in such a positive mind state, you know, like, and it's not anger, it's not any of that stuff. It's just like a presentness. I'm here. This is where I'm at. And when I get done with here, I'll be wherever I am, you know, like, and hopefully it's going to be knocking this guy out, you know, first.
Well, you being present in the moment, it creates an opportunity for you. You said to be there and understand what you're doing, watching him, understanding your body, where you're at, how you're feeling. Like, you know, that's legitimately a next level type of mentality to go into for that fight.
100%. Yeah.
Why you won?
Yeah, I definitely think it's a weapon. I definitely 100%. Think it's a weapon that people could use to help them, you know, for sure, is being able to be that present of it and not be afraid of the presence. You know, we're all afraid of the present moment. We're afraid of the pain of the present moment, but pain comes and pain goes, you know. Just the same thing as joy comes, joy goes, you know. Like, all these moments come and go, so every moment that they are here, be present inside of them. If you're in pain, feel the pain, right? You know, if you're joyful, feel the joy, you know, and then let it pass and go to the next moment, you know, and be there for that moment. So I do think it's a weapon and something that has benefited me a lot, and I look forward to keep on doing that. I want to keep on seeing, like, 'cause again, like, I do think I didn't think about it the same way back in the day, and I was still having some good success, but, like, really thinking about it how I think about it right now, I think gives me the ability to perform better than I've ever been able to perform, you know. So I'm looking forward to keep on doing that. And then just I trust in my coaches. I trust in all the work that I put in, and I trust in my Lord and Savior. You know what I'm saying? Like, He's got a plan for me, and it might not be the plan that I want sometimes, but as long as it's His will, I'm
going through it.
Chin up, chest out.
Let's go.
Chin up, chest out. You know, I'm here to do His will. So, you know, if He wills it, then it shall be done. And obviously, this is what He wills at the moment, and I'm gonna do right by Him and give my whole heart to it. And when it's over, it'll be over, and I'll give my heart to whatever He has next for me. So.
I love it. Keep speaking that. You know? But let's go back to the knockout, the landing punch. You know, we talked about you dodging that right. You dropped him, and so the last fight where you said that, you know, he was still like Newsom, he was still into it. You felt like he still had strength left, so you hopped on top. You know, you finished it off. This one, the exact opposite. You threw your hands up right away. He was trying to crawl after you, trying to get your legs, but you let off, right? Yeah. So you felt it this time.
Oh yeah, when I connected, I felt it. I felt it for sure this time, and I usually do.
Yeah.
The last one was the first time that like I hit somebody hard like that, and honestly, it just didn't feel like I hit him as hard. Looking back at the video, like it just didn't feel like I landed as connect. Like the two connections look different, you know.
Right.
But I do think he was still pretty stung. Journey was still pretty stung in that one. In the other one, I just didn't realize it because of how like a shotgun it was. It was just slick, you know.
Yeah.
And this one was more like he ran right into it, you know.
Yep.
So right when he ran into it, like I was like, I still threw that left hook because I was still trying to clean him up with the left hook because I just thought his head was gonna go back. So I still threw that left hook because I was like, oh, maybe he's still gonna be there. But then when I saw his face go first flat, I was like, oh yeah, I think it's over. And even if it wasn't over, I was like, man, we're 2 minutes into the round of our first round.
Okay.
Chill, you know, like even if he does wrestle me, do I not have confidence in myself to wrestle wrestle right here?
Sure.
I already hurt him, and I don't think I can wrestle him. It's like maybe I need to work on different things if that's where my mind state was at, you know? So that's why
you were still prepared.
I was still prepared, absolutely.
Okay.
And that's why my wife made a good point. One of my hands are balled up, and one of them is up at first.
Okay.
Because it's like I didn't know which one to go, and I was like, I didn't want to just start picking the shots and then him come run and jump me off. I was like, okay, I'm going to start picking the shots. If he stepped back and said live, right, it was live, I would have started picking my shots, you know, at that point.
So you're still being very analytical. You knew you connected. You saw his face hit the mat, but one side's telling you gone, other side's telling you be prepared.
Yeah, exactly. And then that's why I was like, okay, well, even if he doesn't call it and he wrestles back, I was like, I'm not going down to wrestle with him. Like that's not what our plan is. Like that's not what I'm planning. I'm here to do this fight, which I am going to start doing that to guys. These guys better, like, I can wrestle, you know, like so these guys better watch out, man.
Hey,
I'm telling you, I'm really cool with doing it, right? I'm really cool with doing it, but it's like I strike well.
Yes.
You know? So
you do strike well. Yes. So 2 bops, you know, that we've seen. Yeah.
So I need to, so why, again, it's like, cool, I'm falling in love with my grappling, right? I'm falling in love with the idea of grappling more.
Yeah.
But I'm a striker. No, don't fall off of what got you to the dance, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't come with the striking to the dance and leave with the wrestling from the dance, you know? So that's my whole thing. Part of me that does want to, like, chip on my shoulder. The other part of me is like, I'm gonna keep working that anyways. I'm working that in the gym. The moment that it needs to come out, it'll come out, you know, as necessary, and we'll focus on what we're doing, you know. So yeah, 100%. I felt like I was gonna let him back up. If he did, if he went to the single leg, obviously I was gonna defend the single leg, get him off of me, stand the fight back up, and either start looking for the right hand, body shot. I had a lot of different options that I wanted to land after I landed that right hand, you know, because I figured that right hand was gonna land at some point. And again, I have a lot of trust in my power, but I don't think about my power like that. Like I don't think about my power. And I always think about follow-up shots, you know, and I think that's what's going to make me dangerous later on, is because I have the power to hurt guys with one punch, but I really like to follow up, you know, like that's my favorite thing to do. Is follow up on guys, you know, put them in bad positions, hit them with something good, and then make them start baiting them into the wrong things. So,
and it's like a double time thing for me, because not only like on your let's say your power, your accuracy and your quickness, you're landing the shots where you want them to land. They're quick, and you are responsive, man. You are like, again, you're suffocating. You're imposing your game plan, your will, and what you sought out to do the whole time. Like, that's what I'm catching the most now, that I'm able to pay attention a little bit more on what you are kind of showing me on this side of the world. Is that so? As you were talking about, like, you're confident in your ability, like you talked about before, like your conditioning and your endurance. Each step that we're folding out, like you said, hey man, don't be surprised, catch me on the ground, see what's up. You are a striker, that's evident, but that's where I'm saying, behind that type of part, your accuracy, your quickness, and the other part of you being suffocating. It's just it's a deadly combo, and it's insanely fun to watch. Insanely fun, dude.
Well, thank you, man. Yeah. That's one thing I always tell people. I was like, you can't bet on a whole lot of things, but you can bet that my fights are going to be exciting for the most part, Like, it's just what it's going to be,
You're going in there,
Going in, and I think that people that are going against me are usually feel the same way, so... I love that, and it's not like I don't have to sell something that I'm not. It's not like I'm like, oh, I'm about to go, and it's like, I'm going to, like, I'm going to, like, I'm going to get after it, wherever this thing goes, I'm getting after it, and I plan on having fun in there, and I hope everybody else has fun watching, I'm not going to put myself out of position for anybody, but I put myself out of position for myself sometimes. Like, just
gotta work. You too fast, you work out of your own situation.
100%. It's like, hey, you guys, I didn't do it for the crowd, I did it for me, but I hope the crowd enjoyed it. Sometimes I just enjoy that. Sometimes it's like you gotta take chances, and calculated chances, and that's what I try to do.
So Amanda got to go this time and watch you.
Yeah.
So
I tried to leave her, but she didn't let me.
I'm sure. Yeah. So post fight. So now we got a phrase.
Hard work got first.
Hard work got first.
So now, I wish I could take ownership of that phrase, but my walkout song is called "Hard Work Got First."
Yeah.
From Zante.
Exactly.
He's a Christian rapper,
Yep.
And yeah, I'm not religious, but I'm very spiritual, and everything in my relationship, I'm all about the relationship with God and Jesus, right?
Should be.
And that's what it's all about. I think that's what we should be focused on.
I agree.
I think that's way more important than anything that comes with religion. But Azanti kind of preaches that as well, like in his raps, and I've been noticing him and a lot of guys, Hoovy, a lot of these other guys, like, have been rapping about that in dope songs,
Oh yeah.
And I've been hearing that hard work got first.
Same one, dude. Yep.
Man, that song's been just hit me. Hard work got first to the day I'm in the dirt. My kids go crazy about it now and everything. So he's the one that I got that from, but yeah, I love that slogan. But
it's working for you right now.
100%.
Well, I shouldn't say right now. It fit you. And
the storyline, the whole storyline, right?
Yeah.
Like hard work and God first.
100%.
It's like God has always been first, but just working hard through all of it as well. You know, it's not that everything else isn't important, but my relationship with God keeps me in the right mind state, keeps my flesh in the right mind state, keeps me I'm not mean I'm doing things perfect or right all the time.
Never.
But it pushes me to try to achieve that, right?
Yep.
Which means that I'm going to wake up more days, more often, and do the right things. I'm definitely waking up multiple days and doing the wrong things sometimes too. It's part of the deal, you know? But the more I try to push myself into that type of belief and focus on Him, the less of those days come, you know?
I love that, man. That's probably the most favorite part of at least our side of the journey, is that we get to see that. And the world's fallen in love with that too. Cormier can't interview you fast enough, man. He pulls those questions out. Maybe we're just biased, but the way he talks to you seems that it's a little bit more personable than it is with the other fighters.
I felt that way. We actually talked this week too, and
oh, did you?
Yeah, we talked fight week. They had me come in. They were talking to me back there, just getting to know me a little bit, and just a couple of things he was saying to me, and the way he was like talking to me was really more like it was cool. I appreciate it. Let's just say that I appreciated that. I feel like he was really like involved in my story. Like he was like really like, you know, like it meant something to him, you know. He was like, man, I like your story. I feel that what you're saying is authentic, you know. And I just feel that off of him too, because I've always looked up to Daniel Cormier, the way he presented himself as a champion, the way he presented himself outside of the cage, the way he does his things now. Again, no one's perfect, but that man he's working every day to be as close to it as he can be, you know. Still, you know, still
big fan of him.
So I'm the same way. So for a person and a man like him to like be impacted by my story even a little bit, it means a lot, you know. So it really is cool, you know. It was cool to hear from him and talk to him like that, and be a part of that too. So
I'm gonna pull you into our world.
Oh, okay, yeah. I was about to do the same thing, man. You trying to talk me up too much over here, bro.
We're setting up early. People are loading in.
Here. I thought you were talking about the wedding, man.
That's right after, man.
I want the good stuff.
Well, it was a party myself, man. I had a knockout.
100%.
Finish.
I'm about to say, Pause.
But no, yeah. We're here. Place is packed, you know, again, per usual. You know, everyone's lighted up. Your kids were going. I mean, they were dialed in something different this time as well. They were ready for Dad to win today, or that day. And, you know, reaction goes crazy. You're talking with everybody. It wasn't the sense of nerves like it was the first time. There's a confidence in the fan base, and with everyone here, your people, that, I mean, obviously you're there fighting, but I wish you could feel the way it is here. Like, you know, we're watching and we're anxious, we're nervous, but we're watching like, when is he gonna make this move? And we're looking for it now. Like you have a building full of people who are like, we're analyzing, we're watching you differently, because we know like what I should say, obviously not your game plan, but what your intentions are, how well you're gonna do, and this and that. It was spectacular again, man. The building was set on fire.
I appreciate it. Honestly, I saw the videos afterward too, just to get that much love and be able to bring that many people together, man. That's far more important than a lot of the things that I'm doing inside of the cage, you know. And again, I put a lot of importance on what I'm doing in the cage, because again, that's what's bringing everybody together. But that just means I'm making impact in different types of ways, you know. So and again, I hope fighting is the next 10 years for me. I hope I make $1 million and I'm a double champ and I do whatever I want, you know. And I wish all those things too. And it'd be nice, you know, to be able to really be able to give back to people in a huge way and it not hurt my pockets ever. That's like one of them. I would love to be able to do that in life, to be able to at any point in time help people in a massive way and never think about it again. Not post about it, not talk about it, not bring it up, not anything. Just do it and then never think about it again, you know. Just be a blessing to people like that. So I agree. I do hope that does happen, but more so just to create things in real life, you know, to create real moments, to be here for every one of these moments that we're on earth. You know, I just lost another one of my friends.
Sorry to hear that.
We worked together for a long time. His name's Andre. I didn't hear what actually happened to him. It's all social media, but just based off social media, I saw that he passed away over the weekend, and it's like, you never know, man. You never know. And honestly, healthy young man, who knows? I don't know what happened and why he's gone, but this life is our days are numbered. And with every day that I have left, I want to impact and give back and do everything I can, not only for my family, but for other families that have nothing to do with me, that I stand to gain nothing from, you know. I want to be there for those people too, you know, and be a blessing in those people's lives too, if I ever can, with no expectations, no nothing. I don't want anything from it. That would be a blessing to me, just to be able to do that, you know. So amen, hopefully that's what's coming.
Hey, I mean, you keep putting it out there, you keep working, you know, towards that. And I'm gonna bring the marriage in on this one, because it's something I take very, very serious. All the way from being a brother to a best friend, now a husband, a boss, whatever it is. Doing that with the best intention, trying to impact people's lives, enforcing the truth, having people be understood is a big one for me that I've been learning a lot lately.
That's huge,
especially with my wife. A lot of the people that have been surrounded by me, them on a certain level being understood and understanding why they want to be understood from me. Why is that? And it's because you're you're inflicting change. You're injecting positivity. You are unconditionally giving love.
Yep.
And support to people.
100%.
So that to them is what they needed for their soul to be filled. And I keep burning myself and asking, like, why? Well, it was given to me. Somebody somewhere gave me, everything I just listed off. And then again, I just keep looking back up. I'm like, I don't know why I'm getting these absurd amount of blessing and favor in life, because I'm a very blessed, I'm a very favored individual, very much so. Giving it back, you mentioned it before, pulling people up, giving the best of you that it may not be exactly what those people need. Like, I'm not always going to be what my wife needs. I'll be a big part of it for sure, but understanding that herself, being the strong individual woman that she is, made her choice to join me, right? And trust in me. That has given me more power, more room to be the person or the being I've always thought I should be, but mostly him creating that path, 100%. And now having this path, now being on this journey, having this adrenaline dump of something that day was, I don't even know how to describe. Everything was bright that day. That's the best way.
That's one of the best ways to explain something like that.
All day was just bright.
That's awesome.
It was dark and it was bright.
Yeah.
I was seeing light. Colors were different. You know what I'm saying?
The vibe, the
was
frequency was very, very, very bright frequency.
Yeah.
Well, honestly, I can see it all over you too. You keep calling your lady. What do you keep calling her? And you're very proud to do so. It's good, bro. Yeah, it's good to see it. Good to hear it. Honestly, I think there was like 7 times there. You're like, my wife. Say that with vigor too. My wife. I wifed her. That's my boo thing. Ain't my boo thing. Ain't my girl. Ain't my lady. That is my wife.
No, she sent me this video, and it was like, of course, some guy made some video on Instagram. It was like, the day after you're married, oh, my wife. Like, yeah, you just said, I know, it's all over right now.
But it's a good thing, and it goes to show that change, though. Even you saying it each time, it's almost reminding yourself, like, that you've crossed that threshold, and that threshold is meaningful, right? People cross that threshold, and they still stay back in the fact that, we're married, but that doesn't really change things. Sure. It changes everything, right? It changes everything, and it should. Yeah. It's you stepping into the next level, right? I mean, I shouldn't say it changes everything, right? But it changes a whole lot of things as far as like your intent, right?
The ideology.
100%. Yeah. Before you're married, before all those things, a lot of people aren't as involved, and they're not as open to the relationship as well. One thing that I love that you said is you're not always going to be what your wife needs, and that's a huge thing, because we all think that when we are in a relationship or love or any of that, like, we should be able to change when that person is feeling down. We should be able to change when that person's feeling up. We aren't always gonna. It's not about us, right? And that's where love comes in for me, and something that I've had to realize about love. Love isn't what you receive, right? Love is what you're willing to give without the need for receiving, right?
Right.
Unconditional love is what you said. It's one thing that you said, right? It's not what I get from my wife that keeps me coming. It's what I give to my wife that keeps me going, right? Sure. What can I give her? How can I make her life better? How can I make her day easier? All the things that are gifted from me to her without expectation. I think that's the healthiest way to look at love, because when you start looking at love as you're not caring for me anymore. Oh, you're not thinking about me anymore. Oh, you're not, you don't fulfill me the same way. That's where things start to get a little bit sticky, right? Because then we start getting egotistical. We start getting very high expectations, and our relationship suffers in a big way, because now we're not giving love out of the love of our heart. We're giving love tit for tat. Oh, well, you did this and that made me feel good, so I'm gonna do this and it makes you feel good. Right. Oh, you did this and makes me feel bad, and you did this so it makes me feel good, right? So it's huge that you're making that, that you're saying wife, because it does change, and it changes your mentality and who you are gonna be for this woman for the rest of her life, because that's what marriage means as well, right? It means we're gonna not like each other for a while, probably. And you guys are far from that. I'm sure you guys are freaking still on. You guys are up on cloud 9 right now.
Oh yeah, it's still bright.
I can see it all. I
should have worn sunglasses.
I'm sure Adrian's just
Oh yeah, she was wearing. I mean, we got home. She was wearing her heels as we were unpacking. Still, she was just walking around in little biker shorts and a tank top with her wedding heels on. Because I mean, but for her, like that was the most beautiful she ever felt. She's not one of those like all eyes attention on me at all times, but it was a different type of way. It was an outpouring of love. Everybody that was supposed to be there was there. You.
I know, man. Honestly, hey, no, hold me to that one though, because I definitely said I was gonna, and I did it, bro.
But everyone who was there was, if I can say this the right way, wasn't gloating on what that day should be for them. It was all in for us. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
And
selfless.
But it wasn't just that day. It was the weeks leading up to. Before, like, you know, after your fight, you came in and you did the first thing. That's the first thing you brought up. We had the wedding shower before. Every person that, and that's what is probably the most amazing. And you know, my head, I'm obviously spinning it in so many different ways, and it's been my favorite way to think about it is obviously I'm gonna embrace every single moment I have. Every time it pops up in my head, it's my number one. Following that is like, how do I now take this adaptation, and everyone who helped us get to this point is now behind it. I'm like, how is this going to help them too? You know, I've developed so many relationships, and it's been the most impactful in my life. I can't help but feel the need to give thanks or show gratitude. Me and my wife, we've felt it all, and it would be, at least in my opinion right now, it'd be very selfish of me not to. How high I'm feeling is to not just grab it all. Everybody I want everyone to feel some kind of recoil from this, you know, because it is different. You're right. It does change. Not on the level of like, you know, her and I've been living like it anyway. Like that's not what you're saying. It's the mannerisms, the mentality, the thought process, the intentions. It's given me a whole different type of outlook, and especially with being down here in Arizona and the way things have unfolded and the way things have shaped out. I've received so many things that I shouldn't have received, you know, and a lot of things that for sure that I know for the rest of my life I will be working on giving back, providing, like, you know, just making sure as I have been in this situation, it's given me a platform to kind of be out there in some kind of different spotlight, have different type of communication, and it's time for me to like honestly look at it in a way of like, you know, this needs to be for a bigger purpose, a bigger cause,
something bigger than yourself.
Yeah, and Might and Andrew's marriage will be part of that. She probably would like to keep it a little bit more like, you know, between her and I, but we will use it as, I'm going to say, like a weapon for people to be able to use for their arsenal so they can gain something different, better, but also be willing to understand that people like you are still going to give us plenty of ammunition, because, like, you know, we talked about having the wives sit in and everything like that. You and Amanda have gone through more than I'm sure many people could ever imagine. You're willing to give us those types of tools. We need to do that. So as you were talking about growth, community, believing in what the word is, you know, and the people that are around me, I'm keeping them, and I'm going to bring them with me.
And they feel it. Every single one of them feel it. And we feel it too, you know. Back to the homie missing it thing. Yeah, we dropped the ball on that one, bro. You know how bad I felt. I felt so bad I didn't even hit you up, bro, because I was like, oh, I'm going to make it happen. And then I went home and I checked the tickets, and I was like, oh, man, I don't know about this. It's because I waited till the last moment, but it was because I didn't know for sure if I was going to have money, you know. No excuses, though. But you know what? We got some ideas, so don't worry, you know. The honeymoon going to be popping. You know, got some ideas for you, bro. But no, 100%. Just a question from my side too. Like looking back on it, there's some things. Looking back at me and my wife's wedding, she did almost all of it. The only thing that I chose was the shoes, right?
Oh yeah.
And for me, there's a couple things I look back on. I was like, man, maybe I could have been a part of. Maybe I should have been part of. Maybe this is something I could have done. Take. Is there anything that you felt like in the whole process that you're like, man, you know what? And still keeping with it and being okay with it, but like that maybe other men could like look at it and go, okay, maybe I'll be more thoughtful of this, because I've never been around people who have been married. I've never seen a man be as exciting as you were for wedding. My wife knows. I love her to death. I'm so glad that she pushed me into marrying her, but she knows. She gave me an ultimatum, bro. And I was with it, and I needed that ultimatum because it mattered, right? It mattered, and I did love her, and I did cherish her, and I did want to be the family man. I just didn't know how to step outside of myself to be that, right? 100%. So she pushed me to do that, but watching you, I don't know too many married men who are like, yeah, a lot of them were like, oh my God, can someone save me? Because we're so worried, we're so afraid, we're so afraid of whether or not we're going to be able to meet up to our standards, So just like, I feel like we all feel those things. Is there anything that you're like, man, I should have helped a little bit more there? Maybe I should have had more people do this. Anything like that?
I'm going to say every situation is different. Adri is a DIYer. She needed this.
Okay.
My thing is I should have taken more load off of her from this place. I should have hit her from more of the stress of the business side so that personal side could flourish. So I guess my biggest advice is like pay attention to your wife during this time.
I like that.
A lot of men are like, oh, the man is supposed to sit back and let the wife do everything. You know what? In this situation, yes. Any little micro decision or any type of little input I try to put, it wasn't in Adri, and like she knows she was a little bit chompy at sometimes, which whatever. I didn't take it personally, I was just like, oh shit, and then move on to the next one, right? But honestly, pay attention. Like, I was there through most of the part of like, the security to let her know if she was being a little bit, like I was justifying it. Supporting her without honestly stepping on what she wanted. So just pay attention, pay attention. Do not, my biggest piece was pay attention to what she truly wants. And
what she's going through, right?
She wanted, she created the day visually for everybody, but what she was truly creating was, the sense of family, the community that we miss back home. It was hard for us to leave this time because we got everybody that we loved all in a ball. Everyone was there. Everyone was there that we wanted to be there. And she wanted to make sure they were having a good time. Even though she was on cloud nine doing whatever, they're still in her, little organizational sense. She was still like, I hope everyone's having a there was one point we were sitting at our sweetheart table eating. We're like, shit, we hope we got enough food. We ran out of alcohol. So many things happened that, honestly, we could have controlled it. And when Adri's mind she planned the whole thing. All I had to do, sitting back, was not necessarily, and we suffer on this every time. I don't have to be the solution to everything. I do not. She's literally just looking for a homie just to throw it up on. 100%. Saying me, I'll fix it, babe. I got it. And then it ended up causing more. My biggest point was just literally calming her down.
Yep.
She was so stressed and everything like that. We have different opinions now about a wedding on what you should do, maybe save the money.
I was on the same thing.
Save the money.
When my wife was like, hey, this is how much the wedding's gonna cost, I was like, can they just give us the money and we go get married at the place and then buy a house?
Yes.
But it's like, looking at it later on, it's like that is a moment that money would have been gone, right?
Oh man,
money would have been gone so fast, and maybe or maybe not, we would have lost what we put that money into.
Whatever.
Who knows? But the moment of our wedding is never going anywhere. It's those videos, the dance off, it's never going anywhere. And I completely agree with you on that. On what the one thing that I think more so that men need to do is just pay attention, right?
dog.
Because if anything, like I was like, oh, you got it, cool. I'm gonna go to work and work. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna go to work. I'm gonna make this money. I'll be there on the night that you want me to be there on. But instead, when she brought up like, hey, this is my plan and this is what I want and this is how like actually being there and eye to eye and being like, I hear you. Oh, this is what you're thinking. Oh, and even if I have some, like if I don't agree with it, but being able to be, oh, you know, I don't know about that idea as much. I love your idea. I love it. But maybe this, you know, again, you know, paying attention, being present for what they need, right? Because a lot of times they don't need us to come in there and fix it. That's men. That's what we want half the time, right? Like, oh, if you're gonna come here and say something, you do it. You know, like you do it. No, if you're not gonna fix it, then sit down. You know?
Get out of my way.
100%. But sometimes they just need somebody who's gonna be there. You know, so that's beautiful. So on the opposite side of that, what was one of the most memorable, one of your favorite moments? I know it was. We talked about it. You know, you had a lot of great moments in but what was your favorite moment of the night? Maybe even two favorite moments of the wedding, of the whole weekend, of the whole experience. Like, what is it that really captivated you?
Definitely number one, her walking towards me.
I knew you were gonna say that.
I know, dude. She wanted to make that first look in front of everybody, and I was like, all right, you're writing your own vows then. You know, because she's one of those who would be like, I love you, let's party. You know, and that's close the book, you know. And I was like, if you're gonna make me do a first look, you're writing your own vows. You know, because that's kind of like our dragon pool is that I'm pretty articulate. I can write things down. I could bring you in on story, talking. You know, she's not like that at all. So her walking towards me during that moment, and truthfully, I mean, I keep going back to it. The people I got to spend the day with, you know, the ones that truly know that they matter, you know, and the ones that always will be there for me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you still here, you know what I'm saying? And the people that I got here,
100%.
People I got back home, just the all-around love, man. I mean, Adri, number one, walking towards me. Number two is the outpour. I mean, I'm filled up on a different level. It's like you said, I crossed a couple thresholds. I became a husband, but now my mentality's definitely changed. Like, since it happened, I've worked extremely hard to get to this state, and now that it's happened, a lot of things are going to change for me. One, with obviously the relationship I have with God, my wife, and then the people that legitimately are in that circle. We're gonna have like a different approach on the way we go about things.
Foundation. You gotta set that foundation right off the bat. And that's a beautiful thing, because again, like everyone knows our story. Me and my wife did not have that foundation. That's not how we started. We started from craziness, worked through craziness, and now we had to go back, break the whole house down, burn everything, break the whole house down, dig up all the foundation, redo the foundation, put the pour the new footers, you know, like, you know, make sure that foundation was really good, you know,
reinforced steel brick.
Exactly, you know, we had to really do that, you know, and I think one of the best things that a new relationship or new marriage can do is really build that foundation, and especially under God. You know what I'm saying? And again, I like to reiterate, it's not about religion. I know this is something that you focus on too. It's about the relationship, and through having a relationship and focusing on the Lord and how holy He is and what His plan for our lives are. We find our own purpose, right? And if we find a purpose, we can be better for each other, and that, and then our relationship's not rooted in each other. It's rooted in our Lord, right?
Absolutely.
I do think it's something that's really, even in the short time in the last year, pushed my relationship to my wife in a whole nother spectrum.
That's amazing, man. Especially when you guys said that, you know, everything you guys went through and where you are now.
100%, you know, and it just means a lot, because times are gonna get hard. You know, you guys are gonna go through life together. How many of your friends you've been cool with forever and never had issues with?
Oof.
Not many.
Turn off the camera.
Very many, right? At some point in life, you're like, man, that guy, I'll punch that guy in the face right now. You know, and
but I mean, that makes for a better relationship. A lot of my friends are able to tell me the real truth and the harsh truth.
And that's the beautiful thing about that, right? Especially when you have somebody that you know that you can trust that's really going to do that for you.
They fight for you.
100%.
Fight for them.
And it's a beautiful thing. And I can see it radiating off of you, ever since this morning, the radiation of it just, oh man. And then the bling.
Oh,
the bling was blinging.
Oh, this thing, the black zirconium with the white opal, her birthstone, it's not custom, whatever. Pick this.
I had one really similar to that, but mine on the inside was carbon fiber. Right?
Oh, yeah. If you want to take a look on the inside, if you're able to see, there's a little message in there if you can read it.
Oh, snap, I'm going to have to read it for the camera right here.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Hold up. Let me find a good. My paradise, love, soulmate. My paradise, love, soulmate. That's what's up, bro.
Yeah.
That's what's up. I like that. Did you guys come up with that to yourself?
Nah, that's just me.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I call her. I call her my little tropical paradise.
Oh, okay.
Call her my love all the time, and obviously my soulmate.
That's what's up. Heck yeah, man.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations, bro.
Thank you, man. Congratulations, both of us. Look at us.
Man.
Bit,
August
man.
has been eventful.
Blessing.
It's been an eventful month, man.
Yeah, it has been. August has been a month.
Crazy thing is, now we keep going, right? It's like that chapter closes and the book continues.
100%.
So that's a beautiful thing, though. At least we get to continue this thing.
Absolutely, man. And I have the most gratitude in the world, and I always will. Like you know what I'm saying? We'll keep fighting, keep working. It doesn't stop, but at least we know intentions are where they should be. Always.
100%, man. Well, I feel like we should wrap it up with that, man.
Sure.
Tell the people where they can find us at. You can find me at Maniac_McGee MMA on Instagram. Maniac McGee on X, not Twitter anymore. X.
What is that? X?
It's Twitter, but it's X now.
They changed it?
Elon Musk changed it to X.
Oh, man. I would say I'm not on the Twitter game.
I'm telling you, I didn't know. I just hear these things. So you can find me on Threads too, Maniac_McGee on Threads as well, and TikTok as well. Same thing. So find me on any of those platforms. Reach out. I'll be sure to get back to you.
And I'm at Brett Anthony M. Always, maybe just something he's tagged in. So
he's famous. No, I'm just joking. Thank you guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you.